Tansei, hello, and welcome back to part 2 of our first episode of the Voices of Esquao podcast. I'm Jeannette LaBrie, and I am a member of the board of directors for Esquao, the Institute for the Advancement of Aboriginal Women. I am so honored to be guest hosting the first 2 parts of our podcast series, and today we are continuing our conversation with Rachelle Venne, the CEO of Esquao. In each episode, we're sharing a word from one of our languages, and today's word is Amisquachi-Wiskaygun, which means Beaver Hills House, and is the Cree word used for Edmonton. And that is where Esquao is based out of, but we do serve all of Alberta. So Rachelle, in part 1, we heard about early struggles and the resilience it took to get Esquao off the ground, and it now serves women across all of Alberta. Can you share how Esquao is making an impact in so many communities?
Absolutely. Currently, Esquao has grown in so many ways. We had one main program, and now we offer 8 programs, which are offering a variety of different skill development opportunities in leadership, education, employment, and wellness supports. Some of the highlights that I can speak to is in regards to Esquao Awards, of course. We continue to recognize Indigenous women who are doing fantastic things in their communities. And we've been able to reach over 120 communities through that work. Education, of course, is really important to help support Indigenous women who may not be able to get funding through their First Nation or Métis settlement. And so we do have that to assist in getting post-secondary opportunities. And of course, we have our wellness programs, which are really focused on getting the mental, emotional, and cultural supports, including access to knowledge keepers and elders.
So when women come in here, they obviously need help with something. How does the process work? Is it open to everyone who needs help?
Yes, of course. We would never turn anybody away. We really focus on, a conversational intake in which we are seeking to find out where they want to go, what are their main goals, and trying to help assist them get there. So the housing, for example, we like to have women that we've already kind of established that relationship with already. So our housing is for participants that are in our program. And so that's something that we've determined works the best for us and the women in knowing really, how we can help them best.
And Rachelle, these are women from across the province that can come and take the programs and get the help that they need. Tell me a bit about the areas that the organization serves.
Mm-hmm. Yes, when we first started, maybe we had chapters in over 13 communities. That was a time when we didn't have the capacity to really help in that area as much as we would like to. So right now, what we do is we offer workshops and skill development training that we bring to the communities. And so depending on the year, we go to a minimum of 8 communities, and sometimes it's more. But we also have opportunities to bring women in. So, for example, on our leadership training initiatives, we'll host a leadership training event and bring women from across Alberta to take that training.
So I'm sure there's so many success stories. What difference can this help, this training, funding for education, what difference can it make in these women's lives?
Mm-hmm. Well, we really believe that the woman is the heart of the family, heart of the community. And so by providing supports to the woman, she helps her whole family. She moves forward in a good way. We know that people who are struggling, they would go to their cookum, their auntie, their mom, and ask for support. So we believe it helps build the capacity of the community as well. But for her, it does hopefully bring some additional funds so that she doesn't have to live in poverty, by going to school. Hopefully that helps in obtaining a better job.
That's so good to hear. And it's so good to hear of the difference that this organization makes in the lives of women. Making a difference also includes housing, as it is a struggle for many people. Esquao opened the Women's Fire Lodge recently, and that is a 20-unit apartment building that's just north of downtown Edmonton. Tell me a little bit about that housing project and the programs that women have access to there.
We were working with Homeward Trust Edmonton for approximately 10 years. And so they had an apartment that was empty. And so they own the building. We operate the programming inside. We use it for 18 women. It's the rent is $750 a month, gives them internet and all their utilities. They're 1-bedroom suites. And it's a transitional housing facility. So what we're trying to do is have them have the opportunity to be working on where they want to go. So sometimes they're coming out of a correctional institution and they want to get a job, get their kids back, get back on their feet. That would be an example of somebody who would stay at the Women's Fire Lodge.
So in the first part of the episode, we talked about where this organization started, around a kitchen table, in a basement of friendship centers, in a basements of lots of different buildings. It is amazing to see where this organization is at now. Tell me about, your feelings when you see how far this organization has come.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate we lost both Muriel and Margot last year. But I know they would be, pleased at where we've come in the last few years. I always, have to pinch myself to kind of think that, we've come from being so small to now, employing about 25 people and being able to operate a number of different programs and facilities now. We were fortunate enough to get funding for this lovely building we're in. So that was one of the big feats, but it has been difficult. And so, overcoming those challenges has been something that we've had to do along the way.
And I imagine there still are challenges to overcome.
Yes, so much. The idea of, adequate funding is one thing, and I have to commend the government of Alberta again for giving us capacity dollars. So we've just finished our first 5-year agreement in which they gave us dollars to fund things that weren't funded from other organizations, and that really allowed us to have the time to write proposals, do other types of things that built our capacity. And so, those were things that really helped us move forward.
So, where do you see Esquao heading in the next couple of years?
It's exciting to know that, we are in the process of building a new housing facility that will be opening in the next year. And so that's our major next initiative. But we do have other initiatives that we are working on that have really expanded our scope. And it's just fantastic to be a part of that and to see, the meeting the needs of where Indigenous women are telling us they need support. And so we've been able to grow in those capacities to really advance Indigenous women in Alberta.
And I really see this organization empowering women, giving them opportunities that they may not have had. And that's where storytelling comes in, right?
So true. And even, we have past participants, but we also have employees where you've seen the growth, right? And hearing their stories is so inspiring for me, but also others, and just hearing how far that initial intervention has helped them.
It's amazing. It's really amazing to see the difference in the women, the educational opportunities that they have to go on to do these amazing careers. And to you, Rachelle, for the hard work you do and your team, being able to help these women really gives us hope for the future that we're able to make a difference. So thank you, Rachelle. That brings us to the end of part 2 of the first full episode of the Voices of Esquao podcast. Really, again, your insight and the stories of how far this organization has come. Thanks so much for sharing that today.
Thank you, Jeannette.
And thank you to our listeners. Don't forget to follow, share, and continue supporting Indigenous women and communities.
Join us for the 30th Annual Esquao Awards taking place May 7th, 2026 at the River Cree Resort and Casino. If you'd like to learn more about the awards, you can visit our website at iaaw.ca.